I'm David Siddons.
And I'm Jorge Salazar.
And today we're actually going to tour you around Pinecrest. We've toured you around Coconut Grove, Coral Gables, South Miami. Now we're taking you to one of the most important neighborhoods to understand in Miami, certainly the most important for families.
Pinecrest is between 88th, Kendall, the north part of Pinecrest is 88th, south being 136,
Okay.
and west of US 1 all the way to 57th Avenue.
Okay.
But to break it down and make it a little bit easier for everyone to understand, we're going to break it up into 4 quadrants.
Perfect, that's easy.
There we go. Northeast, northwest, southeast, and southwest.
And this is what we're going to do. As we go through each quadrant, we're going to highlight some key elements, and we're going to hopefully give you everything you need to know. We're going to do a lot of imagery and visuals of the homes, but we're going to cover what's the top end of the market, what is it selling for right now, what do new homes sell for, what's the average of the market, what's the bottom of the market, what's land value, what are our favorite streets, and who lives in each section and why. So why are we choosing this as our starting point to shoot all of Pinecrest? What's the relevance?
Well, I feel like it's the epicenter of Pinecrest. We're on 57th and 100th Street, very close to Pinecrest Elementary, very close to Gulliver, very close to St. Thomas.
Yep, my kid's school.
This
right
is
there.
almost kind of like the meeting point of families
in the
and
neighborhood.
kids and after school and even during the weekend and stuff. And people come here jogging with their dogs or biking or something like that. This is kind of like, this is the community of Pinecrest.
Center of the known universe for Pinecrest kids and families.
And these are delicious too, by the way. Mango Manias.
George, where are we?
We are in the northeast quadrant of Pinecrest at the end of West Suburban Drive, which is a very quiet, beautiful area to live. We got a ton of canopies here, beautiful homes. Homes here sit on about an acre. What are some of the top sales here in the northeast quadrant, David?
The top one that we have is at $1,361 a square foot, which was a house on 64th. It sold for $14.3 million, which seems staggering because we never saw these numbers before. New homes. I mean, this is obviously, that was a new house. Typically new homes are somewhere between what, 1,100?
1,100 to 1,250, 1,300 being the top of the market.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Land value?
Land value, well, you know it better than anybody.
Three and a half, more or less, for depending obviously on the house condition and stuff like that. Some of our favorite streets here are West Suburban, 96, and just this area around where we are right now, I think is probably one of the most beautiful areas of Pinecrest.
And why is the Northeast Quadrant the most expensive? Will you please explain that to me?
Well, it's proximity to, I guess, the other primary markets of Miami and the downtown of South Miami. This is kind of like an extension of Ponce Davis at this point. Like you said,
we've
Ponce
got
Davis's
Ponce Davis's cousin. It literally is.
Cousin.
It's horizontal to kind of Ponce Davis. It runs really close to it. And again, I'm in Ponce Davis Market. It's probably considered the most expensive dry lot neighborhood in the whole of Miami. The reason we love this area of Pinecrest so much is because it's really quiet. I mean, Pinecrest has a lot of busy streets, but West Suburban Drive, and as you go around even to 96, we can walk down the middle of the street in the middle of the day.
We are right now. We haven't got to run over yet.
And not see a single car. Maybe you'll see a guy, trimming the hedges, doing the grass, landscapers out there. But you've got some majestic homes. You've got them gated.
Beautiful
you've got
house.
2-level homes. And these are big. I mean, you're talking like 8, 9, 10,000 square foot homes. And this is probably the only neighborhood that you can systematically find acres of land with big homes.
Well, that's why people come to live here, right? They want big lots and big homes. It's a fun fact, actually. The average household in Pinecrest has 3 kids. So that's average. So maybe some of them are 4 or 5 kids. So like this is just, big houses, big families, big lots, couple dogs.
Yeah.
And
a lot of, because the middle schools and high schools are all
you got
close
the
to
best
here,
schools here. Best
you've
schools.
got a lot of families where the kids are a little bit older. So a lot of teenagers, a lot of kids in that middle and upper school stage of their life.
Yeah.
When you've got the smaller kids, they tend to be more concentrated in places like the Grove and the Gables. But it is truly majestic. So let's talk about leisure time. Just touch on, for those people in the Northeast Quadrant, what is their social calendar going to look like? What are you going to do?
Well, being in the north part of Pinecrest, you're extremely close to South Miami, places like Dante Fasel Park. where I grew up playing tennis, actually. You also have, speaking of tennis, you have Royal Palm.
Okay.
And you have Coral Oaks.
Yes.
Both private tennis facilities that are, I mean, top of the line.
Where are they located from here? How far do you have to go?
Oh, it's about, it's a 5-minute walk, 1 minute car ride.
Very, very close.
Very close.
And of course, it's tennis, it's pickleball, and it's a beautiful, beautiful environment. Honestly, these are really pretty locations to go and play tennis or pickleball.
Absolutely.
Right, let's move on to the next location. So it's interesting to see this house is on the market for 13.75. It's about 7,700 square feet. And so it's dollar per square foot well eclipses 1,500 a square foot. You've got 11 homes on the market over $10 million, and you've got 4 or 5 homes right now priced between $1,500 and $1,900 a square foot. There's a reason why so many of these builders are now coming in to build in the North Pinecrest area, because the ceiling of this market is
definitely getting higher.
just keeps moving up.
It's getting higher.
Just keeps moving up. When this sells, this will sell at a dollar per square foot record within the market, and it'll push from $1,350 to $1,500, and we can see it moving.
I really could see, like, we're on 96th Street right now. I really, really believe that in the next 5 years, this street is going to be, $10 million homes just
Periodically.
Yeah.
You're just going to see dozens of them.
I know of a lot of homes that are getting torn down and new constructions is coming specifically here to 96th Street. And then this house here at its price point right now would definitely, keep pressing the ceiling up.
Yeah. What I find interesting about this market is that when I do a lot of stuff in the Grove and the Gables, in fact, we both do. But what's interesting about this market is that if you go into the Grove and the Gables, if you go into the Grove and you try and buy an acre, you're going to spend somewhere around $7 to $8 million if you could find it. But I guess in Pinecrest, when you can buy a lot, there's somewhere between 3 and 3.5, and then you have a home that you can sell beyond $1,500 a square foot, the numbers start to make sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. Absolutely.
So for investors and builders out there, this is why this market is probably number one. Okay, George, so now we're on the northwest side of Pinecrest. Where's that?
West of 67th Avenue. So from 67th Avenue to US 1 and north of 112th.
So what are the new homes selling at in this market?
The new homes are selling anywhere between $1,100 a foot to $1,250 a foot. This home here to our left sold at $8.75, which was $1,120 a foot, but still a really high sale for the Northwest Quadrant at $8.75.
And the general home market in this area is somewhere between $770 to $900 a square foot. So if you pretty much chip off about $100 a square foot, once you cross over 67, that pretty much gives you your numbers.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Again, one more time, who's going to live in this area?
Same people, families, kids, and stuff like that.
So once again, it's the same family dynamic. At this time, it's just a little bit more affordable, but the fundamentals remain the same. North Pinecrest still gives you incredible accessibility to the South Miami shops and restaurants, easy accessibility to Coconut Grove, Gables,
and also about like a couple blocks away from Gulliver.
Yeah, Gulliver, Upper School. Literally 2 minutes away.
2 minutes away.
Okay, let's go to the next place.
Let's do it. Let's move. So yeah, in Pinecrest, you will find some absolutely massive homes. This right here to our right is a huge compound just off of 67th as we head down south.
It's a couple of acres. You typically don't see 2 acres in almost any location unless you're getting into
It keeps
the
going.
side.
It keeps going.
Yeah, it's a huge one.
What a property.
In this particular area, you can actually pick up a couple of acres for, I want to say, about $4.5, $5 million.
Yeah.
So if you want an estate, you want your own tennis court, pickleball court, private gym, 10-car garage, and still space for the kids and a gigantic pool,
And you don't want to spend $20 million.
this
Pinecrest.
might be the place. George, where are we right now?
We are in the southeast quadrant of Pinecrest. So we are south of 112th, between 112th and 136, and we are east of 67th Avenue.
Okay, and much like the other parts, it's actually absolutely gorgeous.
Yes.
We're right now on the corner of Moss Ranch Road and Pine Needle Lane. Really beautiful location. There's some gorgeous houses around us right here, right now. what do people need to know about this section of Pinecrest?
So this section of Pinecrest is actually giving North Pinecrest a little run for its money right now.
Really
There's
is.
been a lot of new construction. There's been a lot of high sales in South Pinecrest, but the price per square foot does relax a little bit.
Typically speaking, yeah, new homes are around 1,000 to 1,100, but
We did see a sale of 1424 a foot.
blows everything out the water. That blows North Pinecrest out the water. So again, I mean, look, I think what you've got to bear in mind is that with these big lots, you've got some really trophy properties being built. We literally just went past a 2-acre site with what can only be described as a compound. If that home was to sell, that would no doubt break a record. Equally, with all the new construction, there is just so much new construction.
How many new construction homes have we seen on the way? I mean, on a 5-minute moke ride,
It was
from North
just-
Pinecrest, it was just like
Keep counting, which is really amazing about this neighborhood because we never typically saw this. I think because the land's become more affordable, but you had 14.31 a square foot as a record sale. There's a $15 million home for sale right now in this market. It's a $14.5 million home for sale in this market. So given all these numbers, who lives in this part? Who's drawn to this quadrant in Pinecrest?
So this quadrant of Pinecrest, I would say families with young kids.
Yep.
Why I say younger, because so just like how North Pinecrest, we're very close to the high school campus of Gulliver.
Yep.
We are actually super close to the middle school and elementary school of Gulliver, just being 5 minutes away from it.
Just that way. And then if you go a little bit more south, there's Palmer Trinity as well.
Absolutely. And Westminster and Palmetto High School, where Mr. Bezos went.
Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of good schools around here, and there's still a lot of great land deals available too.
Absolutely.
What does land cost around in this neighborhood?
Closer to 3 million.
Okay, so it's a little bit,
2.5, 3 million.
so it's just a little bit less than that northeast, but not a lot.
Absolutely.
I think it's time to go our last and final piece, which again, as we're going through the following the circle around, we're going into now the southwest section.
We're going to Chapman.
All right, let's do it. Let's go. We just had to stop past one of the homes as we're driving through the neighborhood. What's incredible is there's so much variety of homes. There's super modern, there's transitional, and then there's stuff like this behind us. Some really incredible custom
A lot of
homes.
character. A lot of character.
Tons of character. And again,
A lot of home pride.
adds to the neighborhood a ton of home pride. I think that's a really important thing to say. Because it's families who are living here, you've got a lot of legacy homes. People who have lived here for many years, they're passing it on, they're renovating them, they're doing them up. Just huge curb appeal. If you don't know Miami and you're trying to figure out a good family neighborhood, come and check this out. Hopefully it's one of the things that this video will be most used by, which is people coming into Miami for the first time and trying to figure out where the hell do I live?
No, and giving Pinecrest a chance, comparing it against these primary markets, I don't think it gets enough love.
Yeah, fair point.
So
All right.
check this house out. Look at that. Beautiful. That was stunning.
Now we're on our final point in Pinecrest, the southwest corner of Pinecrest. How do we define that area?
So physically, just the west side of 67th. So from 67th to US 1 and from 112th to 136. Right now we're on 80th Avenue.
Yep.
Behind us is a beautiful home that just sold for 5.2. So this is basically the most affordable quadrant
Yeah.
of Pinecrest.
Yeah.
And look what an incredible home that you can get for $5 million.
This is the takeaway. Look, we sell a lot in the Grove and Gables. We've said it before. We know those markets. This market here in Pinecrest, we know equally well. What's special and why would you look at this quadrant? Where could you buy? Again, look at this home behind us. You've got 20,000 square foot lots. You've got homes trading under $1,000 a square foot for brand new construction in actually a really quiet street. Very, very close to US 1. Still punching through Pinecrest because there are so many ways to meander your way through the streets. It's not like other neighborhoods where you get locked in traffic. You can find your way through Pinecrest from the south to the north pretty quickly.
Absolutely.
What you can't do in the north side of Pinecrest is obviously get homes like this at around $5 million. In fact, you can't get homes like this in almost any other primary neighborhood at around $5 million. Again, we're coming down to our cheapest point. Knock off another $100 a square foot for new homes at least. And again, the ceiling limit of these homes in this market.
About 1,000 a foot. About
Perfect.
1,000 a foot for new construction. This is kind of what you get.
One thing that you've probably noticed as you've watched this video is we've been flashing up data on the screens. The average dollar per square foot, the top of the market, the middle of the market, the bottom of the market, the most expensive homes. Data is all important. We're very granular with our data. This is the one thing that the David Siddons Group has perfected over the last, nearly 2 decades, is giving you the information, the market figures, so you don't overpay or you don't actually lose the house because you didn't bid the right number. As we finish this, let's wrap up Pinecrest in one sentence.
That's not hard to do.
Big houses on big lots for big families, tennis courts, parks, gardens, surrounded by the best schools in Miami.
Hopefully you've got everything you need to know. See our information below.
Yeah.
I'm David Siddons.
I'm Jorge Salazar, and if you're looking for something in Pinecrest, call us. We know Pinecrest. See you next time.